This is my 1973 Harley Davidson Ironhead Sportster. It's 1000 cc's of vibrating, oil-soaked unreliability. But it didn't look quite like this when I got it. It looked a little bit more like this. In multiple pieces, with the motor out, suspected blown top end. I put it together as best as I could, threw the motor in my ute, and took it to my friend Tom's workshop, where we took it apart and discovered that the piston had started to eat the walls of the cylinders. Unfortunately, I lost most of this footage. All I have left is this. We picked this video up at a point where Tom and I are starting to put the top end back together. We had the cylinders honed and the piston sized up. Here Tom is fitting the front piston to the con rod. After that, he slides the cylinder over the piston. That's the front cylinder on, and we repeat the process for the rear. We then lap the valves to make sure they create a nice seal. At this point we have the heads on and torque down, and thought we would plumb in the oil tank next.
That's sketchy as fuck.
I know, but that's how they fucking all are.
Yeah, that's all how they are.
I know, right? Here I've put the front rocker box on and installed the push rods. At this point we've realised we've made a mistake. Instead of addressing it straight away, we thought we'd end the day with a win and mock up the bike with the exhaust, tank and seat. Camera died last night, but we got a bit more done. We just put that on for a mock up. She's not plumbed in, but we got to take the... What do we got to do there, Tom? We got to take the oil tank off? Why's that? No, it does not. Tom then removes the head, then fits the rocker box and head to the motor at the same time. Now that the rocker box is on, I can install the rear push rods and adjust them within spec. We put some oil in the tank as we're getting closer to start up. Then we fit the intake manifold and carby. Here Tom has put a spark plug firing tester onto one of the spark plugs to test the strength of the spark.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful spark.
We turned the ignition on, checked that the lights were working, and got ready to kick the bike for the first time.
Jesus, it fucking sprung back on me already. Good.
fucking that many kicks. What was that? That was 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 proper kicks.
Go. Okay.
Check if the oil comes back in, eh? Well, it runs.
Runs.
And like not that much oil underneath it. Yeah. So that's it. We've finished it for now. I mean, unfortunately we can't ride it because the throttle cable's buggered. There's no adjustment down here. No adjustment down here on the end of the cable. You can see back there. So unfortunately that throttle cable doesn't work. So I need to get a new throttle cable to ride it. And I also need to make exhaust brackets to make these exhaust sit properly. Right now they're just, the front one's held on alright, but the rear one's not, so I guess I'll have to wait to ride it.
Hear her calling, come to me. Thoughts of her won't let me be. Go to the valley, climb the hill, whatever it takes now. You know I will. Hey now, darling, you hear me so, darling. 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 Hear her calling.
So this is how she sits, going down the road, working for the most part. I've had this bike for a while now and quite a few things have had to be maintained or changed since we done the rebuild. Every single time I ride it, something new happens or some new problem sort of arises. First, it was the oil tank that we got with it. The oil tank was just leaking like a sieve. Had to change that one out to a new one. This is a new one. Seems to keep the oil in it better. A lot of oil still ends up underneath it. But for the most part it keeps majority of it inside it, so that was an issue. Then I had issues with the carby, just fuel pouring out of it. So that is actually a new carby, well, new to this bike carby. It's still an old carby, still a Mikuni TM40, slightly newer model, so it's got a few differences but mostly the same. That seems to be working a lot better. Had electrical issues where it just wasn't charging the battery. Fixed that. The brakes have been painted on since the moment I got this thing. I thought some new shoes would fix it. It has a little bit, but they're mostly just a suggestion now more than an actual hard brake. Fork seals. Had to replace the fork seals, they were blown out and shot. But yeah, I mean, she's going, but I haven't built any trust with her yet. So the longest ride I've taken her on is maybe 100 Ks, was the longest, like round trip. So it was like 40 something Ks there, 40 something Ks back. And that was testing it. Had electrical issues on that ride, ran out of fuel, all kinds of stuff. But I think I've got it to a point now where I can trust it, and I'm going to take it on a long 1,000k ride overnight, do some stuff with it, and I'm sure more things will pop up. It's an Ironhead. It spends more time on that yellow bench there than it does on the road. So I don't know, but I love it. I love it. I love the way it is. I love its crustiness. I love the paint. But anyway, if you want to see me do a 1,000k trip on this with some mates, do overnight camping, all that sort of stuff, let me know down in the comments. Like, subscribe, the whole deal. Really helps me know that I'm doing the right thing with the channel. So thanks for that. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.